Get to Mheshimiwa, but first, Diana, so when you listen to these conversations, and yes, I found it, I don't know what the word to use, when he says that consolation with facts. I don't know if that is possible. But what are we supposed to do? Because a lot of times we've seen government officials telling people it is going to get worse. Of course, not with the same words that I'm using, but you get the message. Moses Kuria had said that by February next year should be getting to, was it 250 shillings a litre? Later on, he retracted and said that he had been advised that it was going to get better. And you could read the sarcasm that was in there. But what is supposed to happen at a time that a lot of indicators are looking quite wrong?
I think what we saw from the CS energy is a government keen to ensure that we suffer and to announce it in advance. Use all alternative facts other than what our institutions have offered to tell us we are getting to 300. And you know, Kenyans use memes, and I think this government just listens to memes. Because you started by saying they cited that soon the government will blame Hamas for our problems. They have done it. Kenyans started saying, wacha kuongeza hii bei pole pole, fikisha 300, 1,000. Here is a CS who decides, I will announce that. Why would a government take on a strategy of making people feel desperate and hopeless? Already, due to the current increase in fuel prices, we have seen a reduction in taxes collected around petroleum. I am sure by the time, whether it is KNBS or other actors like ourselves analyze the state of the economy because of the current taxation and energy costs in this country, it will point to a very dire situation. So the recklessness of government, and it's not just at the CS level, it is at all levels. From the presidency, I doubt Honorable Maura has made any address so far, or has even been allowed to be the one who comes to announce anything. The communication strategy
he spoke while taking over from Oguna, retired. Okay,
I didn't hear him. Okay, like an inaugural speech, yeah. Right? That's all he's done so far. So the mixed messaging of this government that does not communicate their philosophy, their stand at any given point is very, very problematic. Since Kenya Kwanza took power, we have told them to work on their communication strategy. They are leading a country through an economic crisis, and they themselves have decided to create a governance crisis. So I'm not sure what the president would be reporting around the governance crisis of corruption, of all these lack of facts from within government. So as we address these particular things, can the government keep quiet? Can that be considered a strategy?
Keep quiet?
Yeah, I think the government can keep quiet.
Behind the scenes, if, for instance, you're getting certain information from the global institutions, whether it's the World Bank, whether it's the IMF, or it's even global media, what are they supposed to do with that information?
They're supposed to analyze it very well and communicate factually. That factually is very, very important. If you must bring us this bad news, they must. Government has an obligation to ensure that we access information that is factual. And actually, I'll take it, it's the governance week. I'll take it a notch higher. Commissioner Kasait, ODPC, when government misleads us around data protection issues, please, the same way you're finding hospitals, media houses, and other people who share lists, these government officials need to be held accountable because you're allowing us to keep running on propaganda, false information and disinformation. We rally ourselves and respond to that. Because in the case of CS Chirchir, CBK has given you guidance. Why would you go for the Financial Times? What are you saying about CBK?
And that's what I'm saying. if there's certain information coming from global institutions to indicate that if the Israel-Hamas conflict escalates, but yes, the immediate analysis of the central bank is that there's a reduction in the global market, what should that information mean in our
must
planning?
be reanalyzed afresh by the Ministry of Energy, EPRA, CBK, Treasury, and put into context, especially because one media outlet reported one thing when all others were reporting something else. Why would you just pick the one that spells doom?